everybody. I am Brandi, and I guess I'm a health coach, I'm a PA, I talk to new patients, I do a lot of different things in the clinic, and I am coming at you live today, right from Metro East Natural Healing Center, so I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It's lunchtime now, and so I thought I'd talk about some things. There's been some things that have come up in the last week or so in the patient rooms that I've had enough conversations that I'm wondering if there's other people out there that are kind of having this. And one of the things that I was talking actually with a patient yesterday about, or actually not yesterday, it was Wednesday, was about what are some of the tips and tricks that I use in order to help with my meal planning. Reason being, everybody's busy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm in the clinic working. Usually I'm here by 7:30, and some days I'm not out of here till 6:30. And so in that time frame, I also need to eat, right? And I need to get home and I need to have supper prepared. And I try to eat as cleanly as I possibly can, and I try to follow the program that you are all attempting to follow as well. And so it does require some planning and some preparation. So with that being said, I thought I'd share some of the things that I have found has worked effectively for me. And I try to, when I was in health coaching, really kind of give some of these tips and tricks to some of the patients that I worked with. But since there are people here that I haven't met with in health coaching, or maybe you guys haven't been in health coaching for a little while, I just thought I'd kind of do a quick refresher. So one of the biggest things that I think is really great is you actually do need to take a little time to actually meal plan. When you're meal planning, that allows you to really concentrate on what you're bringing forward to eat for that week, right? Seems easy, seems whatever, but it's going to help prevent you from eating things kind of like crazy on the run, have nothing in the refrigerator. I don't know about you, I stand in the refrigerator and I look to try to find things too. So if you don't have anything prepped and ready, you are going to be really susceptible to heading towards eating that thing or that whatever supper at a drive-through, right? Because you don't have any other options, because you're hungry and you're already getting to that hangry period if you need to eat. So with that, I just wanted to share with you my plan. I sit down with my family, whoever might be around in my house. I've got adult daughters, so sometimes I have just might be my husband around, and so we usually pick Sundays as our day, and it's the question of, what do you want to eat? Well, often that turns into, I don't know, right? That comes from me too, not just my husband. And so we usually pull out the binder. So the binder I brought with me today. So let me make sure you guys could kind of see that. See, literally it's just a binder. It's really nothing fancy. But in my binder, I kind of get a little organized. Otherwise you're flipping through tons of paper, and I don't like that. How I developed this binder was I literally just do Google searches. Y'all are on Instagram right now, so y'all know how to use your computer or your phone. And I literally just do a search for whatever I'm hungry for. I like to do a keto-based search. One reason being less ingredients typically, and often the keto recipes are things that are maybe potentially lower in carbohydrates and or usually have some sort of a protein source in them. And so it's already kind of giving me maybe a more healthier option of something. So I can search anything and just do keto attached to it. What I've done then is I've accumulated a bunch of different recipes, as well as maybe some of the recipes that I used to use prior to trying to eat in much more of a whole food variety, and I've adapted them. So I'll let you see my book. When I open this guy up here again, I think you're probably not going to be able to read any of it, but you get the idea. I kind of keep whatever I haven't filed, I maybe tried a little bit on here. So I've actually got a lemon garlic marinade that I just searched actually last week for. Love it. It's so yummy. It's just fresh lemons and some olive oil and a little bit of seasoning. It's really, really good. So that might be hanging out here on my side. And then I like to use plastic protectors. Part of it is it's just an easier way for me to keep it. And then I'll show you how it goes. I then have folders that I can have little pockets in. I love these types of things. I can shove breakfast things maybe in here. And this happens to be my first one. So I'm running through here with breakfast, and I have it kind of somewhat even more categorized. I apologize for the detail, but it really does help me actually function a little easier. So I have smoothie recipes, for example, here. You might not be able to see it. Things that I've tried. So you can kind of see I kind of pulled smoothies out, maybe muffins, pancakes. Again, these are ones that I've crafted and adapted to be with my style now. Again, I'm not eating flour. If I eat flour, it's an almond-based flour. I'm not eating anything that is going to be detrimental. I've gotten rid of gluten. I use the same diet style that we teach you in health coaching. So I do have some different bread recipes. One of my favorite is kind of the fathead pizza crust. And so I've got different kinds of fathead pizza crust, different things in here with that. Again, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to run through all of this for you. But just so you can kind of see that I do have it categorized. I break it out into meat, salads. I know, I'll find it for you. I've taken some recipes and some of the things that I do, we make changes to them, right? So like, for example, what if we didn't like it? That's why I put it in the plastic protector. It allows me, one, to make a mess when I'm cooking. I don't know about you, but I make a mess. And then I can like write my notes in here of different things that I've done. We do kind of have a rule in our house. We'll give it a shot once, right? But if we don't like it, we're tossing. We don't want to waste our time. And my binder would get really big. So one reason I wanted to show you my binder is it's kind of a way that we go, what do we want? We literally look through and pick a couple different protein options. That's how I start. And so it depends, you want to make sure that you're not eating the same thing over and over. And I know if it's just my husband and I, there's two of us. And so if you're living alone, you need to have options. And it's super easy to prep, but you're only maybe eating one meal. Or like, right, if you make one meal, you make a big batch of one meal. Well, you don't want to eat that every single day. Your body does need to cycle a little bit, so you need to have maybe a couple of options. And so we picked two proteins. And so depending on what it is, last week we actually picked chicken and pork as our protein sources. So one thing I did, I marinated a bunch of chicken and then we grilled it. I then had that chicken prepped, all cooked, ready to go in a container in my refrigerator. I was able to use that actually on some salads this week. We also have roasted vegetables. So usually a big go-to is just getting the broccoli, the cauliflower, whatever vegetables look good in the store, the fresh ones. Again, sometimes they all don't look great, so I pick whatever I've got. Squashes, zucchinis, you name it. I'll roast them on Sunday. So we pick out the meat, we sometimes marinate the meat, we prep the meat, we also then cook it, have it ready, take on the vegetables, get the vegetables roasted, or have a plan for what we're gonna do. Similarly, at that same time, we are kind of sharing our duties, or I'm doing it, and I'm cutting up and prepping fresh vegetables to eat just kind of as needed, right? Have things ready to go in different containers. I use a lot of different things, so I can either add them to salads or I can put them in a baggie and take them with me when I take off. Let's see, another thing. This week was actually kind of a weird week for us. We were kind of busy, and so we only got a little bit of prep done. So we actually had to tap into some of our sources of extras, like we like to call them. So often we love to smoke meat, for example. So one time we've smoked some pork butts or something like that. I don't even remember. I think it was pork butts or pork shoulder or something. That's a large amount of meat. So we actually freezer pack that. And when we have frozen packs with enough for a meal, we put them in the freezer. So there was a crazy busy night where I was out on the road and I wasn't home until probably 8:30. So my husband chose that time as the day to have that meat. So he pulled that out of the thing. He was able to easily get that warmed up. That was his meat, and he paired that with some of the roasted vegetables that we had. So making a little bit extra that you're able to freeze is a great way to also kind of stock up on quick, easy things to go. Other things that I also like to do is when I was on the road. Again, Tuesday was a really busy day for me. And so out on the road, I have certain places that are my go-tos in case I need to eat something healthy. One of my big favorite ones is Quick Trip. I know it might sound strange, but Quick Trip, if you go through Quick Trip, you can actually find some grab and goes that are pretty easy. Again, sometimes you've got vegetables. You can easily get vegetables. They've got cut up vegetables, cut up fruit. You can grab and go that. I also grab and go some of their meat sticks. You got to watch them carefully in order to not have the nitrates, but Jack's Links does make a nitrate-free one, and Quick Trip carries it. There's also cheese available, different types of things that you can grab, go, and have something so you don't have to worry. Tuesday, I happened to also stop at Jimmy John's. I got myself an unwich. I was hungry, I needed to eat, and I was able to easily run in, grab my number 4, added pickles and added mustard, and I left. Now, I'd like to give a caveat. We really want to try to have as clean as we can when we're utilizing some of our oil products, but I look at life as a continuum. If I'm going to eat potentially maybe a mayo that might not be the best oil because I don't necessarily know and I don't know exactly the quality of the lunch meat, I would rather still eat that than go through McDonald's, right? Look at life in a continuum. Other things, Chipotle is a really great place to eat as well. So these are just some different options that you can do. I like to just kind of give you different ideas. Maybe it will help you, maybe it won't. Another thing I'd like to recommend as well. So if we have you and you're a newer patient, you're in health coaching with us. Now, for those of you that aren't necessarily newer patients, but you've been with us for a while, don't forget we have health coaching. And so just because maybe you've done it before doesn't mean you don't have to don't need to do it ever again. Use health coaching as a way to kind of help push through maybe some of your plateaus. Maybe it's a weight loss plateau. Maybe you're just bored and you're sick and tired of eating the same thing over. Maybe you just need some different ideas or some tips and tricks. Health coaching can totally help you with all of that. So I just like to put a punch in to go ahead and sign up for health coaching. I think that's about it because I don't know about you, but I'm actually getting really hungry. And so you've kind of seen my binder, kind of a way to organize my thoughts and my food and use it as a meal prep tool. Quick out on the run types of options. And I thought I'd show you what I brought for my own lunch today, just because, again, why not share that with you? So in here, I have one thing I made, again, super easy. It was really easy and quick to whip up. It looks kind of funny, but it's like an egg roll in a bowl. So it literally just has some cabbage. You can get like great coleslaw prep types of things. And so it's that, some ground pork, some coconut aminos. I believe I've got just a splash of an organic sesame oil in there just for a little flavor. And I'm trying to remember, there might be some olive oil. I can't remember exactly the recipe right off the top of my head. But super easy and something that's kind of just quick in a container. And I pulled it out today just to shove in my lunch. But that's not enough. I like to eat. So I have some of that chicken. Remember, I grilled chicken. So there's some chicken in here. I also just kind of have my mixed greens. You can get Aldi's has awesome little packages of mixed organic greens you can easily shove in here. And then I love feta cheese. So I put some feta cheese on there, and I think I've got some cucumbers. But I love dressing, so I need to have dressing too. And so I don't know about you guys. I don't think you can read this, but it's Primal Kitchen. They're like amazing. This company's got good things, the great oils. You don't have to worry about the bad, yucky stuff in there. And so I have Primal Kitchen everything in my house. You can get it easily at Target, any regular grocery store. Their barbecue sauces, there's marinades, there's you name it, and you can shove it on everything. So I've got that. And then lastly, I've got an Element. So some of you guys that have been here for a while, we used to have Element. Guess what? We're getting it back. Yay! I love it. This is the citrus one. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to have it today, but I usually carry it around just in case I might want it. So watch for some more Element to come in, and I think that's about it. If you guys have any more questions, please remember, just go ahead, put them on in the comment section below, and we will address them. Other than that, I don't see any right now. I'm waving at you guys. I do see there's some people. And okay, I'm not supposed to call out names. Well, I wouldn't think so. But Charisse, I just got to give my near and dear heart shout out to you. So mwah, not just a wave, but a kiss. Anything else? I don't think so. I'm going to eat. I'm really hungry. And I hope you guys are all doing well and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.